In our ongoing journey to find a site for our own boutique hotel in the Philippines, we've heard the name Camiguin suggested more than once. So today we're accepting an invitation from the owners of a brand new boutique resort to fly down and experience the island born of fire for ourselves. Will the country's second smallest province check every box and become our new business venture paradise? Let's find out.
For anybody who doesn't know, Camiguin is a relatively small island, like 238 square kilometers. It's just off the northern coast of mainland Mindanao. And it is known for natural springs, but it's also known for being home to 7 volcanoes, which is where it gets its nickname, the Island of Fire, or the Island Born of Fire.
We're lucky to be on this flight that we're on right now. There are a few ways to get to Camiguin because they have an airport on the island. So you can go straight from Manila on Philippine Airlines, but I think that only runs once a week or so, and we had specific dates. So we're flying Cebu Pacific, which means we're stopping in Cebu, and we're in Cebu right now. And we had a very tight turnaround because our original flight we were going to be on was canceled, and we were going to have a 2-hour layover. Instead, we're just getting right onto this plane and we're heading straight to Camiguin.
This aircraft is equipped with emergency exit signs found in the cabin.
As we came in, we flew over some really pretty sights, like some white sandbars right off of the island. And then you can see that the sand on Camiguin is black sand from the volcanic rock. And then so many lush trees and coconut groves, and beautiful. But we have a little problem. We arrived and we only have one of our 2 suitcases with us, and the one that's missing is Phil's. And we have some of our camera equipment in it, so we really need to figure out how to get that bag back to us ASAP because we're only here for 2 nights. We have to file a claim for the lost luggage. We're going to make our way to the departure area so we can talk to a ticketing agent to help us with the claim. We also are meeting up with our hosts while we're here. We were invited here by Anton and Belay. Hi! This is so wonderful!
Well, I sure hope we can get this sorted out quickly because we have a lot of island to explore and no time to waste. We're only here for 2 nights, so that doesn't give us a whole lot of time to check off a lot of things from an incredible itinerary that they've put together for us. So here's the scoop. We know exactly where it is at the Cebu airport, but that doesn't really help them go and get it for some reason. They keep saying we should get it out here tomorrow and then we'll bring it to your hotel. So that's not a good sign. I mean, there is a flight from Cebu in a matter of minutes that would be able to bring it here, but if they can't find the bag before that flight leaves, then that's probably not going to happen. So always a problem to have lost luggage, especially when it's full of the camera equipment that we need, swimsuits, we've got a lot of water activities, toiletry bags, everything else, and I hope they find it soon. And I hope they can get it to us today.
Millette, we brought you some of our favorite cookies from Manila. You're very welcome. You do? I love cookies too. You're gonna love these cookies. They are so good. The good thing about getting in early is that we get to have lunch here. So we are headed straight to a restaurant. It's an Italian place, and we're learning that a lot of the restaurants on the island are Italian because there are a lot of Italians that retire here.
That's why we can have your lunch here.
And it's not far to get anywhere on the island, but we're here at Sapore. I want to introduce you to our hosts while we're here. This is Anton and Millette. They were so kind to reach out to us and invite us to Camiguin and show us around, and we're so grateful.
Believe me, the pleasure is all ours. We'd love for you to see the whole island, and we're looking forward to it.
We're gonna start with this restaurant. This is their recommendation. They make their own kombucha here in these cute little bottles, and there's a variety of flavors. We have mint, oregano, jasmine. I'm gonna try the hibiscus. Oh, that is yummy. I love kombucha. It just feels so good. It feels cleansing. But the island is not very big, like we said. It's only a population of about 90,000. So everybody pretty much knows everyone here. The crime is so low. Everything's pretty safe. You can leave your cars unlocked, your doors unlocked. Don't give anybody any ideas. But so far, it just feels like a really friendly neighborhood.
We have some antipasto here to start. It's a bruschetta, and we've got a tomato with caramelized onions on one. There is a cream of asparagus, and then maybe a ricotta with sausage.
So good. We're gonna try a couple of different pasta dishes, and we're gonna get to know our hosts a little bit better, and they're gonna tell us more about Camiguin. We're gonna learn about it first, and then we cannot wait to see it and show all of you. This is the owner, Elenia. See, it is a small town. Everyone knows each other, and now we know, Elenia, your food was so delicious. I'm telling you, the moment I took a bite into that pasta, I knew it was just freshly made.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was delicious. Now let's go explore the island. I've been keeping track on Phil's suitcase, and I think it's en route. We will find out soon enough if it arrives here. We're gonna have a quick stop at where we're staying at Chalet de Camiguin, and it's owned by our hosts. Ready, baby?
Wow, I can see the ocean.
See what kind of lizards we have here.
Welcome to Chalet de Camiguin.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Lapwood family. Welcome to Chalet de Camiguin!
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, it smells phenomenal. Everything's brand new, no surprise. Let's go check it out.
Their whole resort is in the works. They have a residence here themselves, and then piece by piece, they're building this little resort community for themselves here and for guests, and they just opened not too long ago. So part of the property is still under construction. They're building a restaurant and many other units, but this is so beautiful. Wow. So we are perched up high, and we get to overlook the water. This is gorgeous. And I cannot wait to wake up in the morning and see a sunrise here. They have a dog too. Oh, the kids are gonna be so happy with this. Thank you.
This is your house.
Oh,
What it is.
this is beautiful here.
Thank you so much. Please enjoy the view.
Anton and Millette are amazing. They are so thoughtful. They even have this gratitude deck. They thought that it would be a great place. Well, I mean, they didn't build it for me or anything, but they have it.
I actually did.
No way.
We actually did. When I saw your gratitude post every afternoon, it inspired me as well. And I'm like, maybe I should do something like that. And every afternoon I sit in that space, I listen to the waves, and just close my eyes and thank me for this wonderful day that God gave me today. And you inspired me to do that. And that's the truth. I'm so happy to hear that.
Oh my God.
So happy that you guys, said
Thank
yes
you
to
for
us.
sharing that with me. That I'm just speechless. I'm blown away.
I'm the one who's speechless, and you're the one who inspired us to do this. I mean, it's just amazing. What you guys are doing truly inspires, and what I've seen in your posts and your videos, it's so real.
Beyond happy to be here. I hope that we're
Please.
expressing our
This is
gratitude
not work.
enough. Blown away by that. It's very humbling to hear, and it just makes me feel proud of what we're doing. Feels like we have a responsibility when people watch us, and I'm feeling proud of it right now. So good feelings.
I really like the feel that they have here with this massive deck. I've never seen anything like that with any resort that we've seen of any kind, honestly. So technically this would be 3 different units up here, because you have 2 of the built-in structural units in the back, and then you have the dome tent right here. And right below where we're standing, it's also concrete because there are 2 more of the structural units right down below. And then there's the second dome right across the way, of course, and it sounds like Colt's gonna sleep over there tonight. Brooklyn's gonna sleep in this one, and Aaron and I are gonna take one of the structural units, but you have to see inside these domes because they are not an ordinary tent, and we've done glamping before, and this still goes beyond that, so check it out.
Welcome to Brooklyn's room, and look how thoughtful they were to put our names on these water bottles. And there's a purpose behind this. Eco Warriors. So this resort is eco-friendly, but I think that they go above and beyond for that in so many ways. But this one way is to save on plastics. So they provide water bottles for the guests so they can fill up anytime. And the good thing about the water bottles, which is better than glass cups, which people tend to have a few sips and leave and walk away, and those go in the dishwashers, and then you waste more water washing those over and over. But you can have this all day dedicated to your water, and it stays cold because of the insulation inside. Brilliant thinking. They decorated it beautifully in here. It's really homey and cozy, and I mean, not even to mention the view that this particular dome is gonna have. But this is a king-size bed, and then a cozy little chair to sit on if you wanna just sit and rock and read a book, or Brooklyn's gonna be drawing on her iPad. It's a great spot.
I would not call this little. This is a big recliner.
Yes, it is a big chair, sorry. And they also have a bathroom around the back here. Let me show you. So you have this sink area here where you can wash, a little washing basin, and it's tiled in here, which I wasn't expected to see in a dome bubble. So it's a glassed in shower and toilet, and you're all good. And the tile's really pretty.
Erin may have left out a few important details related to the construction of these things, because it is not just a dome tent kind of thrown here on top of a deck. These are concrete walls, okay, so for the wet wall, a few little side walls that come out for the door and for the other side of the shower, but mainly it's one concrete wall that goes right through the middle, and that serves as the back wall for where the bed is. It's also a completely concrete foundation, so you're not on top of tent material or wood or anything like that. It's super solid, covered in tile itself, and then they have fixed the tent directly to the concrete. So this whole thing is super sturdy. They probably won't even have any problems if a typhoon comes through here. Everything is really solid, even this barn door. I mean, look, that's super solid and very good looking.
Directly on the other side of the concrete wall from the bathroom is this decorative wall here, and they've got lighting coming from the ceiling, and between that, air conditioning. It is very cool in this tent. Brooklyn is not gonna have any trouble sleeping in here. Speak of the devil. Hi.
Come on in.
They think of everything here. So Phil's bag is actually found, but in case it wasn't, they have these items just in case something like that happens with their guests, or there's a kind of, let's call it an emergency situation and you need a swimsuit. They have extras lying around. And these are brand new because, you know, they're just opening. So if Phil needs a swimsuit, which I think he does right now, before our bag gets here, we're gonna go see a waterfall. And aqua socks and toiletries, and they just thought of everything. This is the part of the deck that Phil and I are gonna be staying on, in one of these rooms behind me. But out here, it's kind of like a gathering area. They have a large day bed and this huge table, so you can gather and play games, which they have provided over here. Also a telescope that, if the skies are clear, we might wanna try out for Brooklyn. She's a junior astronomer. If you wanna refresh your water bottle, there's a little water tank there, and a kitchenette. So if you want to make some food yourself, you've got some supplies, a microwave, toaster oven, coffee machine, make some tea, a big sink, a utility sink. So there's so much to make you comfortable here. And I almost feel like you don't need to leave this spot. All right, let's show you inside where Phil and I are going to be staying. Ah, it's nice, lovely, air conditioned in here. Look at this huge TV. That's ginormous. And we have a queen bed in here, which is perfect because Phil and I, we cuddle. A little refrigerator so you can maybe keep some leftovers from your awesome lunch that you have at an Italian place. And a desk, but you're not gonna be doing any work while you're here because it is for relaxing. In here is a little closet space, and it has another little eco warrior item. This is something that Phil has been passionate about for a long time, so we're really thrilled to see that they have a beach cleanup bag. So So it's a bag that you can take with you, and you can pick up trash on the beach as you go. You can use these to pick up something yucky if you need it, and then collect as much debris and trash as you can, and they will actually proudly display it. They have a pile of beach trash that is something to be proud of, I think. The bigger it is, the better you did. And this is the bathroom. It has a walk-in shower, which is lovely. The toilet and the sink over here. It's decorated to be really nice, and it feels new, and it looks clean and smells wonderful, and we can't imagine needing anything more than what they've provided for us here. They've really gone above and beyond. As much as we'd love to spend all of our time here, we want to see Camiguin so badly. This is truly a special, special place. First stop, they're gonna show us Katibawasan Falls. Stunning views. We have driven up 1,000 feet. So we are at one of the higher viewpoints of the island, and is just beautiful. Just completely awestruck. Again, I mean, this is a totally different feeling than any other part of the Philippines that we've been to before. There's a different personality here. Beyond that, it just feels like different vegetation. The air feels different. The people feel different. It's just like 7,000 islands feels like 7,000 different worlds.
We clearly have the shortest of hikes to get to the falls because you can already hear the water from here.
Anton said that when he was younger, he would come here and there was no road access, so he would have to hike 3 kilometers, which is, wow, like a lot of thousands of feet, many thousands of feet. It's like 9,000 feet. So, you know it's worth it.
This is unlike any waterfall we've seen in the Philippines, and it's maybe unlike any waterfall I've seen anywhere, but the power of this one. Like, this is not coming down at an angle, it's straight down. I don't even know how many yards that is. 50, maybe 50 yards high. I mean, should I go stand under it? I love standing under waterfalls, but I think this one could be a little bit dangerous.
And this is fresh water, and it's cold water, really, really cold water. So it's a total contrast from any other body of water we've experienced thus far in the Philippines. Feels pretty unique.
So this is one of 2 major waterfalls that they have here, and the other is Katibawasan. And that one's a little bit different because you can't drive right up to it, although maybe we'll be able to squeeze it into our itinerary before we leave town.
We do have to get out of here. I think I could spend hours staring at the falls or even out into the canyon over here. But we're going to see the sunset at a gorgeous spot that overlooks most of the island and have a little coffee. I could go for some Java. We're getting back in the van with Velma. She owns the company KN² Travel and Tour Services, and she's volunteered to take us around the island. We are super, super grateful for her. But I'm just reading some of the services that they have. They do airline pickups, passport services, tours, bill payment, ferries, hotels, you name it. So thank you, Vilma, for taking care of us while we're here.
It's our pleasure to serve you.
And a big thanks to our driver, Beachy, who's been taking us all over the place. What a phenomenal driver she is. By the way, you can reach out to KN² using their website, which we'll put in the description below. You can WhatsApp them, you can call them, you can visit their Facebook page. But basically, it looks like a fantastic suite of services for any kind of tourists like us, or even if you live on the island and you need help with rental properties and that sort of thing. So get in touch.
Let's get going. We're stopping off at a little cafe called Utopia, and it has this deck overlooking a lot of the island. Not the whole island, because there's a big mountain behind us, the other half. And we get to see, oh gosh, just stunning views. Take a look. It is Utopia.
It's our
Hi! Everybody from the airport. See, it's so small. Hi, we got our bag. We saw that it came in. So thank you
Thanks for your
if
help on
anybody helped with that. I can't imagine a better place on the island to kind of wind down your day. You can see it's pretty popular here. It seems like a lot of people finish maybe their work and come here for a little cafe. I see that they also serve dinner. So it's such a small town feel here. Utopia is a very fitting name.
Utopia.
And it's the perfect temperature up here to have a hot drink, which we're not used to in the Philippines. The hot soups and drinks always feel like it's adding to the heat. I know it's a lot warmer back down in the city.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it.
Lovely
Thank you. It'd be hard to leave these views, but the sun is completely gone and we can't really see anything anymore. And Anton and Millette want to show us a really great dinner place.
Okay, Ristorante Pizzeria La Dolce Vita. This sounds fantastic. Pizza. Probably some pasta too. But since we had that for lunch, I'm definitely gonna go the pizza route if that's what everybody else is up for.
Well, it's a good thing they have a big old pizza oven. And they've got pizzas coming out of them right now. I mean, when you have a big pizza oven like that, it's so hot, it cooks in, 60, 90 seconds. So we've got some meat pizza and olives and peppers, a little variety. And also they brought out some chicken tenders and rice. I mean, we're gonna have a smorgasbord of Italian Filipino food. There's some dishes that are Italian Filipino fusion. I've got to get some of this 4-cheese risotto. I can smell each and every one of the cheeses in here. Oh my gosh, it smells delicious. And it's got little walnuts on it. It's being served family style and it feels like we're sitting and eating with our family. Alessandro and Rochelle are the owners. They came over and said hello to us. I mean, it just feels like a big family here. We got a spicy version of the pasta and a non-spicy of the seafood. I got the hot stuff. Love that pepper. This is Rochelle and Alessandro, the owners of the restaurant. So delicious. Really, really good Italian food here. So this isn't your only restaurant, right?
Yes, we have another one. It's new.
Along the beach.
Along the beach, called Chills Beach.
Chills?
Chills.
I like it.
Like you chill.
Yeah, chills.
It's Italian and more.
Well, thanks for having us here. We
You are
really
welcome.
appreciate it.
You're
It felt,
welcome.
I was saying before, it felt like family style meal, just eating out in the open. And it's a beautiful night tonight.
Thank you very much
Thank
for coming.
This is among one of the best first days at a new destination that we've had. So just the tip of the iceberg. We have so much more to see and I can't wait for tomorrow. We are gonna start off hot with a sunrise on a gratitude deck, an Aaron gratitude deck. Still blown away by that.
We timed it perfectly, baby.
What a beautiful morning. Let's go down to the gratitude deck to watch the sun. Good morning. Definitely best view in the house.
Anton and Millette are setting up breakfast up on the upper deck there, and I see they also brought out the telescope so that we could check out some boaters out on the water. I think it's a terrestrial telescope mainly, not so much for looking at space, but to look at other things around here on the ground or on the water.
Hard not to have a ton of gratitude on this gratitude deck. I still can't get over him saying that he built this because of oh my God, it's starting to tear up. Stop it. We have a very, very full day today, and we got to start with a good breakfast. So let's fill our bellies. This is under the deck where Brooklyn's tent bubble is, and there are 2 new units that are under construction right now.
And on the other side of the sidewalk here is a temporarily storage-based room, but he said that that is probably going to be a cafe. They're also doing a restaurant here. Did we mention that? How'd you sleep, baby?
I slept really well. I fell asleep at like 8 o'clock after calling my friend, and then I went right to bed, and I woke up at 5 in the morning.
They've gone above and beyond. again. We have an omelet station over there. So they've brought out this homemade omelet, and there's cheese in the pancakes. They're so delicious. The hash browns, sausage, we've got syrup, and my coffee came from a coffee machine, an espresso machine, and they made like a really legit traditional latte. No better way to start the day.
It's all delicious. And the eggs in these omelets made right back here. I was gonna say grown right back here. That's not quite how it works. But Anton was saying that they've got free-range chickens behind us, and you can see the really big pen setup they have. It's basically like a whole tennis court just for the chickens. And they're just walking around up there, and he's talking to maybe they're gonna move them because of the chicken noise, but it doesn't bother me. It's a cool way to wake up.
Let's start this day. We're gonna go get ready and jump in the car. I love getting to places pretty early and the vendors are just setting up shop. Everybody's, you know, done with their coffee and breakfast and ready to take on the day. We're ready to take on the waters.
We're gonna take this little boat right here and we're heading out to White Island, which is actually a little sandbar that's just off the coast. And it's largely unaffected by tides, which is kind of unusual for a sandbar. The only thing is, I guess, different times of the year, it takes on a different shape, depending on where the water level is. Sometimes it's a C facing one direction, sometimes it's a Q. I don't know.
I get to go on the jet ski with him.
With Anton?
With Anton to the sandbar.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys can go on your boring little boat.
We can go on our boring little boat, he says.
Bye, baby.
On the way back, honey? As long as...
Look how the water turns from dark to turquoise. Millette is already there. She went ahead of time to set up a picnic area for us, a little shade. They are just amazing hosts, and they are going to be this kind of host for everybody who stays at their Chalet de Camiguin. We're not special.
Because of the water levels right now, it's basically divided into two different islands, and we are on this side. We're the only ones on this side. So we have a private island right now that they've set up for us. Absolutely breathtaking, right here in the shadow of Hibo, which is the one active volcano. My understanding is I think 1951 was the last eruption, so it's been a while, but it is technically still active, and that's about 1,400 kilometers high. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't want to insult the Philippines or anything. It reminds us of being on Oahu in Hawaii, but obviously this is absolutely stunningly beautiful in its own right. We don't have to compare it to anything in the US. Philippines is just drop dead gorgeous, and Camiguin is just drop dead gorgeous. I am super impressed by everything with this island.
It just feels so undiscovered. I cannot believe that the waterfall last night, we were the only ones around. This sandbar, the only ones around. This is the first time this has happened to us in the Philippines. Every place we go that's spectacular, there's so many other people who want to see it too, and have every right to, because the Philippines is full of so many amazing spots. But I feel like people don't know enough about Camiguin. How could that be? This island it's perfect. I just can't believe this view. Oh, Brooklyn's getting on the jet ski. Take advantage of the water. We're gonna go take a dip. We're gonna try the freshest of fresh uni straight from the water. He just opened it up And Colt's gonna be the first one to try.
I put a little bit of vinegar in it, and I'm gonna try it. Yeah. It's good. It's kind of like a oyster with vinegar.
In case you don't know, uni is sea urchin. Oh, that is delicious. I've never had sea urchin that tasted like that. It really tastes more like an oyster than, there's like a very distinct, like oceany taste that uni usually has, like a Japanese uni on sushi, but this just tastes like a fresh mollusk.
Harvested right there.
Harvested right out there.
Yeah, Erin's right. She just said it's like got its own little built-in table. So I'm doing it without the suka. I think uni tastes just like the sea. You know, it's you got the flavor and then you have the texture. And the flavor has always been really appealing and the texture sometimes can be challenging for us. But this, you know, having it perfectly fresh like this is the best way to have it. So this is a different variety. It's got different spines. They're orange and white instead of the longer black ones. And I don't think most people know when they eat uni, like if you go to a sushi restaurant and you get uni, for example, and they just put it on top of your food or your nigiri or whatever it is, what it actually looks like in here. But he has scraped away everything except just the uni flesh, and that's basically in the star shape. So this is the kind that Colt and Erin just had. I wonder who first decided to eat this.
Right?
And figured out how. Oh yeah, very different. This one's much saltier. It's phenomenal. No wonder people like it so much. Yeah. But you have to eat it like this.
We're not gonna leave this beach empty-handed. We're putting our eco-warriorness to action, and we picked up as much debris as we could find. We're gonna go hop over to a new island. There's Chileta. We're just cruising by it on the boat. It's so great to see it from this perspective. Just perched up and beautiful angles from here.
Careful, buddy.
Oh my gosh, I can hold it? I don't get it. I don't know how they caught it. But they got a fish.
Amberjack just jumped into his boat and he...
I don't think that's true. I asked Brooklyn if it really jumped into the boat. She said no.
How did you get it? We got the full scoop. So those fish didn't jump onto their ski jet, but he probably was fished by a fisherman and fought because it's a really hard fish to catch. And then eventually it broke, but he lost all his power and died.
I can catch an amberjack.
Come on. Look at this water. Look at all the starfish. Tons of bright orange, bright blue, really beautiful ones with spots on them.
Camiguin itself, the main island, doesn't have too much in the way of beaches. There are a lot of rocky shores or concrete reinforced shores to help against the surge that you have, especially from storms. But what they lack in beaches on the main island, they more than make up for with these incredible sandbars and sub-islands like this one. This one's Montigi Island, and it looks a little bit like the white island that we were just on, except quite a bit bigger and obviously a lot of lush vegetation.
I feel like we're in the middle of the ocean. I mean, we are, quite literally. It's totally surrounded by water.
Just opened up this coconut. We got some fresh, light coconut meat. Let's eat it.
That's my boy. He can survive anywhere.
This little corner of the island over here is a place where sea turtles come in, lay their eggs, and hatch. So it's actually a marine sanctuary. We're going to hop in here, see if we can find a couple of turtles. We're not going to look for any eggs. But either way, I think it's going to be really beautiful underwater, and it's going to feel really good because it's starting to get a little bit warmer.
Got our fins, got our snorkel, and we're going to go hunt some turtles. Woohoo! No turtles, they're hiding today. But they are setting up a picnic lunch for us here on the island in the nice shady spot under these trees. They're grilling up, I think, pork, adobo, shrimp, chicken. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a feast. We're discussing this toba and lemon. These are wrapped in banana leaves. Inside it's rice, and inside the rice it's pork adobo. And the difference between toba and lemon is that lemon is without the fat, so just the meat taken, and then toba has some of that fat with it.
What do you call it when a tokegekko eats at noon? A midnight snack.
I'll write that one down.
They used to allow charcoal grilling on the island, but then they decided no more charcoal grilling, but you can do butane gas grilling. And then they got rid of that also. So technically you're not supposed to really grill here at all, but they went and got a permit just so that they could finish the meat grilling here. They started it back at the resort after 2 days, more than 48 hours of brining. Then the chicken was boiled and then cooked over a butane flame and then brought here, really just to finish it. But it smells like a barbecue in the park, you know, from childhood. It's absolutely incredible.
Back in the days when I was a kid.
Yeah.
This is balot sadahan. Pretty much just beef wrapped in some rice.
This is pork, right?
Oh, it's like a
egg.
bento box.
Is this one beef or pork?
Oh, never mind. It's pork. That's good. Wow, it's good. And let's try some of this chicken. That's really good. Tastes like smoked chicken.
Going in Filipino style, eating with our hands. We've got pork, we've got chicken, fresh shrimp grilled, so warm, and some steamed crab. And I have a female here because there's more meat in a female. Go ladies. Wow. Super yummy.
I made quick work of the chicken. There's some pork, some shrimp or prawns, and I feel like there was one other thing. And now I'm digging into the little bento box of goodness inside of the banana leaf. I could get used to doing this at least once a week, right here in this very spot, if we were to decide to open our resort here and live here.
I felt like lunch on the island here was a nice little rest, and now we're refueled. We're gonna pack up, get back on the boat.
I'm gonna cool off at the resort and work on my drawings.
Oh, that sounds kind of fun too, but I'm actually looking forward to the other activities we have this afternoon.
Bye, thank you. We'll see you later.
Brooklyn's taking the jet ski again. I think she's addicted to that thing. She's always loved jet skis.
It's so deep, but you can see all the way to the bottom. And it's like this really deep blue, so you know it's, deep waters. Oh, it's so beautiful. Check it, look at the coral.
All right, so we dropped Brooklyn back at the resort. Just like her dad, she's a raging introvert, but she hasn't quite learned that subtle art of compensation, so she really appreciates her time to just decompress and work on her drawings. But the rest of us are at a really cool place right now. Mama Gita? With Mama Gita. How are you doing?
This is the very, very famous Mama Gita. She was kind enough to give us that mango juice, the chocolate, and chocolate milk, and then the calamansi juice that we had earlier. And she runs this cocoa farm, and she makes chocolate, and she does it really well. That's why she's so famous. We're gonna get a tour of the chocolate operation, and we get to sample some goodies. We've got some lazonas to snack on. It's the official fruit of Camiguin. It's really sweet. It's kind of like lychee, but you cannot eat the seeds. They're very bitter. You eat around them. They're so good. We have to wear aprons and the hat. Well, I guess I take this off. I'll put this on. I gotta hide my hair in here. Peekaboo.
Apron by?
Here I am. It's very nice.
Colt, let me see yours, buddy.
Wonka.
Let's make some chocolate. These are all ripe. They're all good to go. So they take the cacao pods right here, and then he's rolling it across like a piece of metal. Sharp. Yeah, it's like a blade, basically, yeah? Right around the middle, and then it just pops right open. You can take out the, what's the part in the middle called? the seed, and then they put them into the plastic bins, and then they ferment right in there.
I'm gonna give opening the cocoas a try. Oh, it's way easier than I thought.
Watch those fingers, bud.
Yes.
Whoa. And then I just, oh, it feels crazy. It's like slimy. I can't believe this is.
Colt's putting them in this bin where they're all gonna be fresh from today, but over here, they've been fermenting for 5 days. And so they're a different color already.
And it really smells heavily of vinegar.
Next up, the drying area. Oh, wow.
This area is the solar drying area. So it just uses the sun and kind of bakes all of these so that it dries out all of those little seeds. And it dries them out all evenly. So it's a completely organic operation. You can see the difference in color, and these were put down more recently. 1 week?
Oh, but these beans, it is already dry.
Okay, so this one's about 2 weeks, twice as long as these over here, and then they are ready to go in for roasting. Doesn't smell like anything yet.
And we're on to the next stage, but we're passing by her seedlings for the cacao plants, and she plants them further up in the mountains. This is the entrance. I can smell the chocolate already.
Hello. And this is my lucky room.
This is where they separate the shell from the bean, and then in this room, that's where they have the machines.
But the part where you separate the shells from the beans doesn't happen until after the roasting process, which is a little bit later in.
Looks like a vending machine. They roast the beans for about an hour and a half, and it also sorts the bad beans from the good beans.
So that machine is the cracker, and then once they're in this state, that's when it goes back over here to separate from the shells, right? Yeah, okay, so that's where we would pick up with the flipping on the other side.
And then when they're done separating, this is what you'll end up with. And they actually taste pretty good even before they turn into chocolate.
The cocoa nib.
Cocoa nibs are good, but then they take them and they're gonna put them into the grinder.
They knead the cloth and they push it through a little hole so that the beans will drop in slowly. Otherwise, if you put a bunch in at once, it'll get clogged. And this is the molding area. So they mold it into the little chocolate treat shape. So is this still raw though?
Yeah.
There's still no sugar, no milk, no nuts, nothing added, just raw cacao, chocolate.
And this is what you're selling in the packages out there. Tablea, that just means pure cacao chocolate chunks. Our family would probably just pop these things, eat them, but otherwise they're using them to make hot chocolates or to put in rice or other dishes, so it's more of an ingredient for other dishes, the way the Filipinos are eating them.
And it goes in the freezer for about 30 minutes before it's ready then. Awesome. There's a lot of chocolate in this room.
Welcome to our packaging area.
This is where they end up after the 30 minutes, and they make sure that there aren't any bubbles in the chocolate, because if there's a bubble, it'll break easily and they don't want that.
I noticed that every room we go into is increasingly cool, air-conned. So this one is like you're in a refrigerator, it feels really good.
Now we're going out in the hot air, exiting.
So what goes into this besides the chocolate?
Little milk and sugar.
Thank you.
Mama Judas.
Oh, it smells so good. So I've never been the biggest chocolate fan except for dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate. I could have a little bit of dark chocolate every single day of my life.
Ooh, it's like the hot cocoa we tried in, what was that, Spain?
Spain, Barcelona, yeah.
Yeah, in Spain. It's very like, the one in Spain though was a lot like thicker.
Yeah.
Had a lot more like texture and bulk. This is like really like watered down, but the taste is perfect.
And look, there's the cold milk.
Ah, cool milk.
I had one of these earlier today. They were so good. I like it better cold.
You do? Because it's so hot. So good. Now let me try it hot. Oh, I like it better hot. Oh, this is so yummy. You know what? This reminds me that Christmas time is coming. Well, I guess it's Christmas time in the Philippines already because we're in the Burr months. September, October, November, December. But in the US, we'll be back soon, and our Christmas time really starts around Thanksgiving, the end of November.
I'm gonna like this. This is a torta. It's pretty much like muffin-shaped cornbread. Oh, I'm gonna dip it.
I'm a purist. I'm really enjoying this hot chocolate.
Thank you, Mama Gita.
Thank you, Mama Gita.
What an incredible little experience. I mean, we're in and out in 30 minutes, got to enjoy the fruits of all of our labor, but like super efficient way to learn how chocolate is made. One of the coolest little tours I've ever been on, and we are not leaving empty-handed because we're set up with 3 boxes of chocolate to take home and even a souvenir mug so we can enjoy it the same way we enjoyed it here today. Thank you, Mama Gita.
Thank you also.
You're the best.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mama Gita. Thank you. Look at it. It's so small and precious. Yeah, it's so cute.
What'd you name him?
We'll call him Bartholomew Jr.
Oh my goodness. Now I bet Brooklyn wish she didn't stay at the resort. Oh my gosh, I love Bartholomew Jr. Don't want to let him go.
When we were at Katibawasan Falls yesterday, I mentioned that we might be able to make it to the other larger fall. That's where we are today. This is Katibawasan Falls. And it's a little bit different from yesterday because we can't park right next to the fall. Instead, we got out of the car right here, and now we've got a little bit of a hike in.
Ooh!
I want to jump from like all the way up there.
Taller. Wow. Oh, that's big. I thought when you said hike, I was expecting like a real trek into the mountain. But no, it's like 20 feet.
There you go, right there. One of the best things about waterfalls like this is it's an excellent way to rinse off all the salt water.
Such a variety in climate. Really, it's just a few minutes drive from a really hot and humid climate to this like cool breeze, really cold water. I mean, it's a refreshingly cold water. It's really nice to rinse off in here because then you just take a few minutes drive back down where it's really quite warm. I mean, like you have everything on Camiguin.
It's not a lot of water being pushed through the waterfall right now. I think normally it would be a much, much heavier waterfall, but it is probably 50% higher than Katibawasan Falls from yesterday. This one I could stand under, except there's a rope that says I'm not allowed to go over there, so I'm not gonna break the rules. I'm not a rule breaker.
It's pretty amazing that everywhere we've been, it has not been crowded at all whatsoever. When we first got here, we were the only ones here, and just a few people have come to enjoy it with us, but it's not super overcrowded touristy, which is not what I expected. I thought when we go to islands and we hit all the highlights, all the top sites, it's usually, you know, full of people and other tourists that want to do the same thing we do. But here on Camiguin, it just seems like a little secret that we have.
I'm sure that coming on a Wednesday afternoon helps out quite a bit, actually.
Phil's not gonna jump in. We might as well hit the road because we have one more stop, and this is the quintessential must-see, must-do thing in Camiguin.
And at this place, we are all getting wet.
Can't wait to show you. Hi. This is so neat. I had never heard of this before. We're gonna go snorkel and see a sunken cemetery.
And the reason it's called the Sunken Cemetery is because it is an actual cemetery, but in about 1871, Mount Vulcan right here, the oldest volcano on the island, erupted and resulted in land shift that pushed it underwater. So now it is marked by this enormous cross.
We've got fitted out with our snorkel goggles and our fins. We have guides that are coming, and they said something about there's also giant clams down there. That's gonna be pretty cool to see. It's probably 100 to 150 meters out, and it's, you know, there's no current. The water's not strong at all, so should be an easy swim. Colt's already on his way. a giant clam right under us. It's big and purple.
And out here, a couple of 100 meters from the cross, is the old cross. And if you don't see it, it's because we're sitting on it. It's all underwater.
The cemetery is all around us, all under us, but it's covered up by the coral. It's been so long that the sea life has taken over.
Even the old cross that we're sitting on is from 1980.
All right, we have got to make that swim all the way back, because that has actually felt like a longer swim than I anticipated. So I'm gonna use up the rest of my energy for the day, and then we're gonna get back, take showers, and wind down.
Ching is grilling up the fish that we just grabbed from the ocean earlier today.
We showed back up here with empty water bottles and just took a shower, which was amazing, by the way. Get out of the shower, water bottle full of ice water again. This entire operation seems like it has been around for years and years because it's flawless. I mean, between Millet and the team, Ching doing all of the cooking with her family, her team, and everything is absolutely perfect. And we were talking a little bit ago with them about how you've got some people who probably want to start a boutique resort because they see it as a business model. And then you have people who want to start a boutique resort because they are just passionate about creating amazing experiences for people. And obviously, Anton and Millet are in the latter group because everything here is super, super impressive.
I'm not sure I've ever met anybody who's as detail-oriented as Millet is.
Now, I want to be clear that we're not just here to experience this incredible resort, and we're not just here to get to know the island a little bit. Those are big, significant components from what we're doing here, but we're really taking a look at the entire island experience, obviously, as a potential home for our new resort. And so far, everything, all the boxes just seem to be checked. But tomorrow is where we really get to experience for the first time one particular option that we have to make that dream a reality, because we are going to go tour a resort right here on the island that's available for sale. But as for tonight, we're gonna settle down, we're gonna probably enjoy a glass of wine, definitely have some of that absolutely bonkers fish that they pulled out of the water today, as well as a whole bunch of other foods. But we're going to kick back and just enjoy some conversation, get to maybe answer some additional questions that we have about running a boutique resort here in Camiguin, and we will see you in the morning.
Mornings here at Chaleta de Camiguin are so peaceful. I love waking up and seeing the sunrise. There's always a toss-up if you want to see a sunset or a sunrise, because you usually don't get both. But the sunrise was perfect this morning and the day before. But today we are headed off to another resort where if you stay there, you'd see the sun set, and we're gonna look at it because it's for sale and it's one of the properties we want to consider buying. We're gonna check out Vulcan Beach. It's an eco resort and a dive center.
Hello guys.
Hi.
I'm Erin.
Erin, Gabriel, nice to meet you guys.
Gabriel and Philip.
Philip.
Yes.
Hi, Phil.
Sabine and Gabriel. Yes.
Nice to finally meet you. Hi.
Oh, the current owners are absolutely a hoot. They're both from Germany, but they've been out here since the 80s. They built this place themselves from the ground up in 2012. There are 15 rooms and of various sizes, classes, prices, and those are both split going down either end of the property, or I should say either side of the property. And then the middle is kind of community area. It's just beautiful and lush, and everything just looks right out onto the water. It's gorgeous. So let's head that way and get a better look.
The first room that we're going to look at is a decorative omicon, and it's a superior room, so it sleeps 3. Now the inside construction is concrete, so it's very sturdily built for hurricanes or typhoons that might come through here. It's not going to knock it down.
With this one being a superior room, it's an example of one of the classes that they have here with Aircon. There are some others that are fan only. Now this one has 2 beds. One is a queen size double, the other is a single, basically twin size bed over there. So great for a family or a couple and a single, you know, whatever. Back here's the bathroom. It's pretty good size, actually.
They use broken tiles on the floor in here. They've got the toilet, the sink, and this walk-into shower. And they've got lighting, but with some glass tiles in the back here. So it's a nice bathroom here. Do you know that Phil's dream is to pick a banana right from the plant and eat it? And he's never done that before.
And they have a banana tree right here, although it seems to be a mutant banana tree. So they said they've never been able to get the bananas to ripen. It just keeps growing in cycle after cycle, lower and lower, and eventually it's gonna hit the ground. But the biggest ones are at the top, and as you get farther down, the smaller they are, they just are not growing for some reason. So I don't think this is going to be the tree that I eat a banana from ultimately, but.
We're gonna see one of their cottage rooms. It's operated by a fan, and there's no air conditioning in it.
Cooled by a fan.
It's cooled by a fan. There's no air conditioning in it.
Oh.
I love mangoes!
idea,
There's
yes.
a giant mango tree right next to it. So Phil gets his bananas, I get my mangoes.
This one's really different in terms of construction. I do see some concrete walls back here, just the one separating, I think, the sleeping area from the bathroom area. Otherwise, this one is genuine Amakan exclusively all the way around here. And it's really quite open in the roofing area, the ceiling area. So you get a lot of airflow that helps with cooling, but it also means that you could have geckos and of course insects that are coming in here. So the king size bed in this one has the mosquito net that you can put down when you're sleeping in the evening. Beautiful feel, beautiful view, and really neat construction. The foundation, by the way, is also concrete. And the roofing construction here is bamboo framing and then the nipa roof with the leaves. But what's cool is there are no nails whatsoever. It's all done with little wooden dowels and of course wrapping of the different materials, but it's 100% natural, no metal. It's really cool.
I love the tropical feeling in here. It's really quite beautiful, the vegetation they have, the lush greenery. It just feels so natural and it's just paradise-like. It's stunning. Just like everything else in Camiguin, huh?
The canopy itself is so mature. They barely cleared the area at all, kind of built around it. And you can even see some of the roofs, the Nippo roofs, have some coconut trees going right through them. So it was really like the resort just being built right into the existing nature. I'm not even gonna bother bringing the drone out because honestly, if I took it up there, all you would see is the canopy. You barely see any of the resort from anything above ground level.
The resort's on this gorgeous spot right on the water, and it's the colors of the water are so beautiful. And right now it's low tide, but when it's high tide, they actually have their own dock, so they can get right on the boat right from the resort here. Otherwise, they have a dock just down the road where they keep their boat on a regular basis. And they also, on the waterfront here, have a gratitude deck.
He was saying that there's about a 2-meter difference between high tide and low tide. So since it's low tide, we can still walk this deck right out here, but once you get to the end, you take the steps down into the water. So I could jump in there right now if I wanted.
Don't do it. We're gonna check out their beachfront villa. It's a little bit bigger and it's got the view. The deck is wrap around to the side, so you really get the whole horizon in front of you. With the curtains pulled back, you really get a panoramic view on the corner here. And the roof is totally open. There's no AC, but you do have the mosquito nets and you have fans. And being right on the water, you probably get a pretty good breeze. But the bathroom tile is really special in this unit. This is the last unit that they built. They told the tile worker to just have fun with it and to do something special, something that he really liked. And so he made it kind of floral. And you can tell that he customized the pieces, cut them to fit a little bit more to his liking, and it's just a beautiful design.
If you notice how beautiful the red painted concrete floors are here, they're kept that way because what they'll do is take a coconut shell upside down and basically sweep back and forth on the top. It polishes it to like a satin finish. So they do that regularly. It keeps it looking like that.
And that is a native technique to Camiguin. The current owners really used a lot of the island's own assets and techniques to build most of the resort.
The variety is really good because that's something we've been talking about. We want to make sure that we can cater to different price points for guests And this type of makeup where it's split across all of the different levels, across 15 different rooms, I think right there, perfect.
This is their spa. This first room is a sitting area. You can pick out your massage oil, little different scents, and you can also get a manicure or a pedicure here. And then in this room over here, you can have your massages. You can have 2 at a time, a couple's massage, just one of you, or they can put a curtain up so 2 people could simultaneously be getting their service.
So right outside of the spa and right here at the very front of the resort again is an area, it's like an atrium that gives you access to a few other features. Right over here, because this is a dive resort and they've got a dive shop here, you've got an area where you can rinse off equipment. Over here, right behind me is where you can store a lot of the scuba equipment. So if you bring your own, you can put your crate in there so that it's nice and handy. They also will rent equipment if you don't have your own, and that's over just under the other side of the spa. Now, this spa building here is actually 2 stories, but the top floor is 2 more rooms up there. So those are standard rooms right above the spa. This is also a public restroom area, so if you just need to use it when you're outside of your room, you can do that. It's also the comfort room, the CRs that you would use if you were dining or drinking at the restaurant or the bar.
Gabriel, Sabine, thank you so much for showing us around. We love this little piece of paradise that you have here. It's really a great spot.
Yeah, like to have you here, and yeah, like they say, Camiguin, come again. Hope to see you again in our paradise.
So they are asking 45 million Filipino pesos, which comes out to approximately 750,000 USD, and that is negotiable. And they are wonderful people. I am so happy that at the very least we have met them, and it really has given us more to think about. So Phil and I will discuss. In the meantime, there's more Camiguin that we gotta see.
Yeah.
Before heading to the airport, we're gonna have lunch at the only 5-star resort on the island. It's also the largest resort on the island, and it's a little bigger than what we have in mind. It has, I think, over 100 rooms here, but they have an excellent restaurant and some really good food. It looks like a chandelier, but it's just fixtures hanging from the ceiling under the lighting. 365 leaves, 1 for every day of the year. That's a really neat idea.
Oh, you're welcome, Dream.
Welcome.
It's lemongrass with sweet butterfly pea. I mean, how cute is that? That's really good. Thank you very much. The restaurant is Me, the Flavors of Asia. It looks like this is where they have breakfast buffet, but they're at a turnover time right now because they're kind of between breakfast and lunch.
We're cooling off with a little watermelon lemonade, and then diving right back into something warm, which is surol. And any of you who have been to Camiguin before know that this is a native dish for the island. It is coconut water or milk, it's got native chicken in here, and it smells incredible. Oh, the broth is phenomenal. Get some of the chicken here. The flavors of this are incredible. Multiple types of greens in here. Is this one a bay leaf, maybe? This is really, really good.
The kids ordered off of the menu just to make sure they would eat what they got, and Colt got something very Filipino. We've had a few times. What is it, bud?
I got one of my favorite Filipino dishes called lechon. It's pretty much just fried pork, but it has quite a bit of fat, and I like to eat mine with some rice.
We have something that looks equally as crunchy. It's a salt and pepper spare rib. So there's a little bone in there. Really tender. Easy to bite off the bone.
For dessert, I got durian ice cream, and we've actually tried this before. I didn't like it last time, but maybe I'll like this kind.
Because Davao is supposed to have the best durian.
Oh yeah, it's good. It really tastes like a fruit and less of a
Smelly thing.
smelly fart.
Those were my words, not his. But some people get offended because a lot of people love durian. I feel like it's one of those things where you either love it or hate it. It's sort of like cilantro. It's a different taste for some people than others, and I did not care for durian, but I keep hearing people say you have to try the Davao durian, which is the biggest city in the Philippines that we would be close to from Camiguin.
I decided to play it a little bit safer with a good old ube. Way better than I expected. Of
course, I got mango, and this is in-house made gelato. Well, they've done it again. We are fully stuffed, fully satisfied. That was a really great meal. This whole experience wouldn't be complete without one more bite. We knew coming here that we couldn't leave without tasting pastille bread. This is a really unique bread to this island. It began here, the original. Also, we got these from Sweet Island Pastille, which is the original house that started them. We got it from Anton. Anton got it for us. Wow, they're so soft, like pillows. It's like a marshmallow bread. This is like a sweet bread. In the US, it would be similar to a Hawaiian roll.
Mom, it has filling. You're just not biting deep enough.
It has filling?
That is really good. The perfect sweet ending to an incredible trip. So many people to thank here for this incredible 2 days. Like KN Squared for driving us all over the island for 2 days straight, literally. Bitchy, our driver, and Vilma, the owner of the company, could not be sweeter. And of course, it's a whole suite of things that they provide. So if you're coming into town, especially if you're a foreigner and you need help with visas, passport services, transportation, of course, anything related to housing, great resource. We'll include their information down below. Again, you can WhatsApp them. Super impressed and appreciative of the tourism department for sending out our guide Ken for the 2 days. And then of course their intern from the actual office, Lou, who's been absolutely incredible. Any question we had about any place that we saw, they were able to answer. It made everything so much easier to communicate through the episode, and it really helped us cut through some red tape in terms of getting into certain places and doing certain things. They just greased the wheels and got it done.
But most of all, we want to thank our hosts, Anton, Emilette, and their beautiful Chaleta de Camiguin. Yes, they are such wonderful hosts, and I know that they are going to treat everybody like family the way they treated us.
The pleasure was all ours. We really had a great time having you, and more power to your show. And you guys are rocked, and you guys are awesome. Thank you for having us. Thank you for not visiting either.
Oh my gosh, how could we not? I mean, we wanted to see Camiguin, but they reached out to us, and it was a really great reminder to say yes. Be a yes person. Our souls thrive on people and relationships, and we just made some new ones that we're really proud to have as friends.
I think friends for life will be.
I think so too.
Appreciate it.
I think so too.
We love your family.
Oh, we
you guys
love
have a good one.
And if you're considering a trip to Camiguin, which you absolutely should, because this island is stunning, the community is super friendly. It's like a whole different level of hospitality within a country that's already known for its hospitality. But if you're gonna make it here, obviously we cannot recommend Chaleta de Camiguin enough. And if you want to book a stay at the resort, you can do so clearly through Airbnb or booking.com, but you can also do it directly. So we'll be sure to leave their WhatsApp information as well as their Instagram handle. Those are the two best ways to get in touch with them. We'll also put their Instagram channel right here. But we hope you'll go and stay because it is a very cool experience and an absolutely phenomenal location. And the attention to detail, the experience overall for any guest is off the charts.
And we are so grateful for everybody here in Camiguin, such wonderful, welcoming people who have really touched our hearts. We can't wait to come back. But we really hope that all of you watching give us a like and give us a comment. We love to hear from you. And if you haven't already subscribed, we would love to make you a long-time viewer.
And as far as the main theme for the episode here, considering Camiguin as a home for our new boutique resort, this is definitely in the running. We're very excited about the opportunities here, and we're gonna keep pursuing the ones that we've already looked into today, as well as some new ones, because there's a very good chance we would end up here. If you want to follow along to make sure you don't miss that, of course, subscribe. And if you're in a position that you might want to work with us, whether that's as a construction partner, an architect, a real estate professional, a potential investor, any of these things, remember you can always go to followabc.com/inquiries, submit your information so that we can get in touch one-on-one. We hope you'll do that.
We will see you in the very next episode.
What are you drawing? What are you drawing now?
So,
Let's eat. So what you said? You can already hear the water from here.
Ah. Okay.
This is one of two. Smell the durian fruit.
Yeah, and Rochelle.
You know, let's trade you out for Rochelle.
Okay.
I'm being replaced.
We're gonna go hop over to a new island.
Jump shot.
Bill says no. Did I entertain you enough? Owie.
You're so cute.
You can't tell me to come look at the delicious food and then tell me I can't eat it. I was sitting down peaceful in my chair and you ruined it.
Very nice.
Was that supposed to be Italian?
Yeah. Is that not accurate?
More like a Borat. There's no L on the end, it's just Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
All right, let's go to the waterfall.
I don't want to let the cat go. I don't even like cats. I'm not a cat person. I'm this cat person. Bartholomew. I get it. Bartholomew. I don't want to let him go. Mornings here at Chataleta de Camiguin are so peaceful.
Chataleta?
What did I say?
Chataleta.
I did?
Yeah.
Nah.
Chaleta.
Okay.